So I saw my second movie today, and I'm late to the party. I get that I'm late to the party, and this isn't going to get a lot of views, and my opinion is going to be lost in the shuffle. Suicide Squad's a great movie. I don't understand what people expected. You're not going to a comic book movie expecting Inception. You don't go to a comic book movie expecting some perfect, wonderful storyline that's all going to make sense. I think Dark Knight raised the bar, and as much as people praise that movie, I didn't really enjoy Dark Knight. I enjoyed parts of Dark Knight, but Christian Bale's growling put me off through all three movies. I can't get through The Dark Knight Rises. I can't. It's too stupid. I've tried Batman Begins and I fall asleep. Dark Knight I have because everybody owns it. I think it was a requirement. I think everybody in North America has to own a copy of The Dark Knight. I haven't watched it in years. I have no desire to watch it. Heath Ledger was a good Joker, but Christian Bale, in my eyes, was a lousy Batman. And I know that that would be a very unpopular opinion with most. I'll say this. Batman had very small segments in Suicide Squad. Ben Affleck is a fantastic Batman. There, I said it. Perfect. Perfect. Ben Affleck should have been Batman years ago. And I was one of the people who said, oh, Ben Affleck is Superman, or as Batman, they're just going to kill it. No, they got it. They got it. Ben Affleck was, in the short bursts he had, he was fine. And I've heard complaints about some of the shit that goes on in the movie. Like, he punches Harley in the face. Yes, if you hear that, you're like, he punches a girl in the face? It's Harley Quinn, man. She was going to kill him. She would have held him and killed herself in that situation just so she'd know he was dead. Margot Robbie hit it out of the park. Her portrayal as Harley Quinn had the perfect balance of sexy, innocent, crazy, reluctant to be a hero or a villain, and really she just wanted to be with Joker, and she does whatever his bidding is. Doesn't matter what it is. But Joker was well done in terms of the fact that Harley cares more about Joker than Joker cares about Harley. This is obvious through any comic or any cartoon that I've watched, and it was obvious in this movie as well. And it is what makes Harley Quinn a very tragic character, is that Joker can live without her. I mean, he gets upset, and he seems to get upset with himself over caring about Harley. He values not caring about people because that makes you vulnerable. And he doesn't want to admit that Harley Quinn is his Achilles heel, but she totally is. And they show that in this movie. I kept hearing about how, well, Joker just shows up at the end. Maybe I saw a different version of the movie, but he's sprinkled throughout, and he's sprinkled because if you have too much Joker, it's too much Joker. I am completely fine with the conservative usage of Joker in this movie. I think it was well done. I think they knew what they were doing. Now, do the reshoots show? Yes. You can tell that this is two different movies mashed together. The dark, brooding movie that it was going to be, and then what it's become by the end of this movie, which is dark, brooding, and the lighthearted side. The, hey, look, DC can be funny too. Don't just look at Deadpool. Look over here. Look at us. Look at us. There is some of that. And it is obvious, and it's sad. And there were parts of the movie that lost me. But in general, I enjoyed it. I don't remember hating Amanda Waller so much in the cartoons. But in this movie, from the first moment Amanda Waller's on the screen until the end of the movie, I want her dead. I want her dead quickly. Not the actress. The actress is fine. She did well with the material she had, but she was the most horrible, hateful, villainous person I've ever seen in a DC movie. And I've seen all the DC movies with the exception of Batman vs. Superman, which apparently I have to see because there's stuff they reveal in this movie. I'm like, oh, wait, when did that happen? I guess I have to see Batman vs. Superman. Damn it. But it was a good movie, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Yes, it could be better. Yes, there are parts of it that don't make sense. Yes, you could definitely mark the movie down for it. But here's an idea. It's a comic movie, right? So it's a comic movie based on comics. And there's no depth to Harley Quinn and Joker in the comics and in the cartoons. There's no love story there other than something tragic. The one thing that I did say coming out of the movie is you could make this movie better by making it a movie about Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and Boomerang. That's your Suicide Squad. All the rest are filler. And Boomerang's only in there because he's entertaining and he's Aussie and he adds something different. The story of Deadshot was good, and I hope he gets a standalone movie. I really hope Deadshot gets a standalone movie. I don't understand why he was in prison for what he did, and yet Katana was there to keep them in line when they were already being kept in line because they could have got blown up. Because Katana doesn't seem like she's a very good person either. And then it just I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I'm hopeful that the DC universe will be fixed because Man of Steel, I couldn't stand it. From what I saw of Superman versus Batman, it's not a movie that would really entertain me. But this movie was good. And there's a lot of potential with these people and their story. And I hope that the ship gets righted because from a standpoint of anything, competition is good. Marvel can get lazy and fall to shit if DC's not pushing them. And honestly, when people criticize these DC movies and they talk about how great Marvel is, Marvel's had some great movies, but they've had some duds. I saw Age of Ultron. I came out of that movie going, Age of Ultron is more like 10 minutes of Ultron. I will take over the world. Nope. That's the Age of Ultron right there. That's the entire movie. And they stretched it out to 2.5 hours because they hate us. And it was pretty bad. And I sincerely hope that DC gets its act together. So, who knows? Maybe at some point they're seen as being on equal ground, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Anyways, that's my view on Suicide Squad. Good movie. Harlequin was fantastic. Delivered every line great. Didn't say Jay enough. I really like it when she says Jay. Because nobody would be allowed to call Joker Jay and live but her. Nobody could talk to him the way she does and live. So, yeah, I guess I wish there was more Harley, even though the movie was mostly Harley and Deadshot. But Slipknot did nothing. Literally nothing. El Diablo, the fire thing, eh. Killer Croc, again, eh. Not a big fan. And I'm a fan of them in the cartoon, and I'm a fan of what they've done in comics, but in this movie, they didn't add anything. Um, Even, my son coming out of the theater says to me, he goes, "Well, I don't know what Killer Croc did." And I said, "Well, they had a scene underwater just so Killer Croc had a point. Didn't you notice that? Oh, look, somebody needs somebody who can swim. Look, Croc, we found something. He's the Aquaman of Suicide Squad. There has to be water, or there's no point in him being there." So, yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes from here. I guess we'll see what happens. But I enjoyed Suicide Squad. I got a kick out of Suicide Squad. I did. Basically, from start to finish, I enjoyed it. Was one half of the movie better than the other half? Maybe. Maybe better. But they were okay. I wouldn't say that one part was better than the other. Each half has its merits. Anyways, that's honestly as in depth as I'm going to go. I don't need to worry about spoiling it because people have already seen it. If you care, and if you haven't seen it, see it. I would give it 3 stars out of 5 because yeah, it's lacking in certain parts, but honestly, it's a comic book. I don't know what people are expecting. It's a comic book. It's a comic book. It's not. It's a comic book. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what people are expecting. I don't know if people are expecting to go into this movie and see this fantastic Citizen Kane type movie, but it's a comic movie. Stop taking things so seriously all the time. Just enjoy a movie once in a while. Anyways, with my jaunts today and with points I got while I was out, I currently have credits for 3 free movies at Cineplex. Some good spending on my part. I intend to, with this week off, I have to see Sausage Party. I know I have to see that. I don't have to see it in the theater, but I'm going to see it. And Cottonwoods over here, I'll probably see others as well. But in the meantime, I will use this channel to review older movies as well, bring movies up that people haven't seen, because reviewing Suicide Squad and reviewing Don't Breathe earlier, that'll bring people in. But it won't make people stay. It won't make people say, well, this is different than what somebody else is doing. So to make it obvious that I intend to make things different, I can talk about movies that others don't. That others maybe feel, well, because it's 30 years old, I don't have to review it. Well, I feel that I should. So if I want to sit and talk about UHF for a while, I can talk about UHF for a while. If I want to talk about Idiocracy, Night of the Comet, any of the other movies I got over there, collecting dust, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Another idea I have rattling around in my brain is rewatching the entire rebooted series of Doctor Who and reviewing every episode, including the one with the pirates. I'll do my best. But for Suicide Squad, for that movie, for this review, I'll give 3.5. I'm being cheap. 3.5 stars out of 5. Okay? 3.5 stars out of 5, so 7 out of 10, however you want to score it. Solid entry in the comic book genre. And only a couple of parts where it lost me, and I kind of... there were a couple times where I actually did this movie like, really? But it didn't ruin it. These are moments that happen in comic book movies. And they're okay. So, watch it. Enjoy it, and just enjoy it for what it is. It's a comic book movie. Thanks for watching.